How is everybody this morning? So today, I hope everybody's having a glorious Thursday. I'm having a very good day so far. Got some studying done, got some reading done. Woke up at my normal time. Um, the, to the chagrin of many people out there, um, my recovery from this cold that we closed society down for is complete. I don't believe I'm symptomatic anymore, so therefore not contagious anymore. I hope everybody that that either has gotten this or everybody is going to get this. Like that's what everybody is going to get it. Like it is a highly contagious pathogen of an upper respiratory nature. Everybody's going to get it at some point in time. Like that's why when people are like, "Oh my God, oh no, you got it!" Like everybody's going to get it. Everybody's going to get it. So Janet, how are you? I know I posted this one up late, so I don't know how many people I wouldn't wait for to join on, but I thought I'd do some positive content and let's give this young lady some advice. So this is Life by Liz Reaches, and I thought we would just uh, go through her content. And she has a weigh-in Wednesday also, which I found, a little crazy. And I wanted to just give her some advice, like see what she's doing, give her some advice. I want to, because I believe that the giving of advice to even, just anybody in general, when the audience can hear it, it can apply to them in some way. Chris in real life, how yin's doing? Are you a burger? Are you from the Berg? Oh, that's very fucking cool. So not that I ever want to go back. I mean, I want to go back because my family's there and I will go back, but I would never want to live there again. Uh, Andy, how are you? I feel fucking great, dude. I've gotten to, I worked out hard yesterday, worked out hard the day before. Today is going to be a fucking probably, I'm probably going to do a double with workouts. I feel fucking phenomenal. Like, so good. It's amazing. Never, didn't miss a scheduled workout for COVID. Just didn't do it. Old Crow, GM. I don't know what GM means, Old Crow. So, Dakota, how are you? Nutritionist Lynn Sue. Hey, Alan, I love what you do and stand for. Much respect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's good. It's nice to hear people understand where I'm coming from. Sweet pickles make you happy. What's up? I believe sweet pickles make me happy. I believe you're the one that did the April Lauren's exact diet and exercise stuff for a week. You have a comment posted on one of my videos that I think I pinned, where you state, and excuse my eyes, a little bit of allergies this morning. That's the only thing, and it's like awesome sauce is shedding like crazy. So anyway, morning from Michigan. What's up, Sherry? How you doing? But anyway, I found sweet pickles. I found that comment very neat, very interesting. It's like swine flu, not part of the annual flu shot. I don't get the flu shot either. I haven't gotten the flu shot since I worked in healthcare. Every year I worked in healthcare, I had to get the flu shot because I was in and out of all sorts of different healthcare facilities across the United States. And every year I got the flu shot. I got the flu, like horribly, like debilitatingly. Uh, and then I haven't gotten the flu since then. Fucking crazy. Casey, what's up, motherfucker? And just so everybody knows, I've got my morning supplements in me already. I have to take my nutrient driver yet, and a few other things. And if you wanted to join our app, you can get our book, Fuck Being Fat, Solve Your Weight Problems, Throw Off Math Willpower. And you can get that right here. And that gives you a month of the app, a month of the Hunger Management Support Group. And the Hunger Management Support Group is where I keep track of my nutrition, my food, my activity, that sort of thing. It's just a group of people posting about their posting about like maybe with their positive things, but also about like what they get stuck on, that sort of thing. And you also get a month of yoga, HIIT style training classes, pre-recorded and live. Or you can get a 30-minute consultation for myself or the genius known as my wife. She is the one that actually makes everything go because she's the one that figures out everything. Or you could get our coaching, which is where we help people on a daily basis in their own private chat weekly video conference calls with myself or Crystal. And we help them adjust their lifestyle bit by bit. We focus on satiation, satisfaction. If our client feels like they're on a diet, we have to figure that out. We are in the wrong realm. It should not feel like a diet. It should feel like you're just living your life and just happen to be losing weight. That's what we do. I was in Pittsburgh yesterday. A cool city, but a nightmare for a truck driver. It's like been narrow roads and all sorts of shit. And I love Pittsburgh. I grew up there. But let me tell you something. When we went back there in June of 2020, we had to grab some stuff and wanted to see my parents, and I haven't seen them since. I get to see them here at the end of next, right before my birthday. I can't fucking wait. Just a couple weeks. But excuse me. But I was very disappointed in the city. I was very disappointed in how belly up they went over a fucking cold. I mean, this is the thing. We're reaching a stage right now where people are just kind of like, they're not even thinking about the vid anymore. And they're just going to, are we going to pretend like two July 4th ago that the president of the United States was telling us not to have it? You know, like they were telling us to stay the fuck in? Like, or last one or something like that. You know, are we going to pretend like some little gremlin was telling us we weren't allowed to fucking celebrate holidays? I mean, are we going to pretend like they weren't muzzling your children? It's a cold. It's not enough to just like have it be over. I mean, I keep getting to this, and this is one of the things. This is one of the reasons why I started the podcast channel, Alan Robertson Censored, and there will be content posted up there starting today again. But you know, I had some shit going on over the weekend, but I want to be able to say what I want to say. But the last 2 years are not just, we cannot just let them sweep this under the rug. Like, it was a fucking cold, and they trashed society for it. Answers need to be given. Like right now, what they're trying to give this fucking jab to fucking, you know, kids under fucking 6 years old. Why? I mean, they're at almost no fucking risk at all. People under 25 are at almost no fucking risk at all, whatsoever. It's fucking it's an affront, and any medical professional or anybody else that's towing the line for this bullshit, you know, it needs to be fucking a light shown on them, and let's show how it is. Nobody's talked about losing weight when we clearly know that being fat as fuck is bad for you for anything. I mean, it can't just be forgotten. It cannot be just forgotten whatsoever. At no point in time should that happen. If they try to do that, if it's just swept under the rug, we the people should not let them. Period. Because the next time they'll use this time as precedent for the next time, and that's fucking not going to happen. Anyway, yes, I did 3 weeks. Good for you. Good for you. I think you had greater results than her, which that's what I would suggest everybody would have. Kristen, how are you? Excuse me, Christina. Shield Maiden Fitness. Interesting name. Sheeny Beanie. Subhine. Whoop. Johnny Mangusti. What's up? Michelle G. Morning, everyone. 5 pounds down with no morbidity. Saving so much money on food. Amazing work, Alan. Thank you very much, Michelle. That is the thing, too. People don't understand, especially with the rising food cost prices. $40 for a month's supply. If you spend $400 for food and you need to lose weight a month, you can save $60. Buy no morbidity. It's $40. Save 3/4 of your fucking food bill. Save on the snacks and shit like that. I mean, my food bill is fucking way low, way low. And I'm so pleased that it's working the way it's supposed to work for everybody, because it just fucking works. It's crazy. I have no visceral fat, none. It's normally the first stuff that comes back on me for some reason, and it's the last thing to go. I have no visceral fat anymore. Just amazing. Jay, what's happening? Stalokin, how are you doing? Rosie, got the book. It definitely reads just like the way you talk. Thank you. That was the goal. The next book is not going to read that way. The next book is going to have a chapter in it that it goes over If you've read Fuck Being Fat, there's a bunch of case studies of different clients we've had and how we've approached it, right? The case study for the second book is me. Like I'm the actual case study. So it's just me talking in my language. But the rest of the book is written a little bit more technical so we can make sure that people actually understand what's going on and how to help them, because the hunger management method is a little bit more involved than just math and willpower. And that's why it's called Beyond Willpower, the hunger management method. Because what Crystal figured out for me, I mean, it helps out so much, even like just in health in general. And we hope people use no morbidity as a way to get themselves from the very current unhealthy state they're in and how they eat to a healthier state involving the hunger management method. I'm moving to Pittsburgh for school. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I'll visit there, but I'm surprised that my home city of Buffalo seems to have redone it better than Pittsburgh. It's just like they fucking bellied up. They just like bellied up, like pussied up, you know? Going for a walk with Sam. We'll watch the replay. Sounds good. Jessica, how are you? Sultan of Fahim. I'm sorry. And Christina, big fan of your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, so we are going to go screen tab. This is Life as Liz reaches 150-pound weight loss journey, budget and debt payoff, and occasional vlog. So the thing that I do like about this is she's not just, it's not all about, give me 1 second. Hey, Alan, what are your thoughts on what to do for an active rest day? Yoga, walking, swimming, life, anything but just laying on the couch, still movement. Like in nature, we weren't allotted days where we just chilled, you know? We weren't allotted days where we just rested. Like, I think it's so fucking egregious that people think like they need a full fucking day of just laying around and doing nothing. I got to rest my body from what? We barely move compared to what we fucking used to have to do in evolution. We barely fucking move. Your body will adapt to the stressors you put it under. But those things are good. Anyway, Life by Liz reaches 150-pound weight loss journey, budgeting on. So it's not her channel is not all just about weight loss, which is what I like. Because I will say again, I preface this. I really do not like when people make the entirety of their channel all about weight loss. I think that that's very bad. It's very negative because it can end up being a very a way for them to just make money off even the negative aspects of weight loss when they regain or stuff like that or stumble or whatever. So she's got a few weigh-ins. Looks weigh-in Wednesday. That looks to be her first weigh-in. Oh, no, there's a weigh-in Wednesday right here 2 months ago. And then 4 months ago, weigh-in Wednesday. This is 122 weigh-in Wednesday. Here's 6 months ago. So let's go to the 6 months ago one, shall we?
So lately I've been waking up in the middle of the night and my heart.
Okay.
YouTube channel. I'm Liz, and I'm on.
And I do want everybody to know I did watch a couple of our other videos, and I did watch the ads. I'm just not going to subject you guys to them.
Journey to lose up to 150 pounds, and I'm also on a journey to lose $150,000 in debt.
That's good for her.
Today's video is a belated weigh-in.
I'm going to say this though, Liz, if you do watch this, your background music is a little loud.
Wednesday video, and actually it's extremely belated because my last weigh-in Wednesday video was like 3 weeks ago. In my last weigh-in Wednesday video, I weighed in at 295.1 pounds. That weigh-in was from on my scale November 13th, but I believe the weigh-in video was a couple days after that. My active minutes for that week, November 14th through November 20th, I hit the goal 4 out of 7 days, which wasn't too bad. My goal is 30 minutes of activity every single day.
That's a solid goal. It's a solid goal because it's a good habit to get into. Like you want to focus on getting into the habit of being active for at least 30 minutes a day every single day. Excuse me, at least 30 minutes a day every single day. So you can then, if you want to increase the intensity of that, you absolutely can. But the idea is then you don't skip it. You know.
And the reason I did that is, and I'm going to explain it even though I've explained it in other videos, there's so many new subscribers. I am so happy that you're here. So hello and welcome. I have 30 minutes of activity as my goal for each day because I was getting a lot of activity when we went back to school in person for the first time in a year and a half. And as time has gone on, I was getting less and less activity minutes for doing the exact same things at work. So I upped it to 60 minutes to balance out what I was getting at work and then also having to get extra activity in for myself at night. I was just finding it extremely difficult to achieve the goal of 60 minutes a day, so I backed it down to 30. And I also did that with my step. So that week from November 14th through November 20th, I earned my step goal 3 out of the 7 days. So I did back my step goal down to 8,000 steps a day, just to have a goal that was way more achievable so that I could feel some success.
I love that. The thing is, people try to be just perfectly successful the entire time. They try to make sure that they do it all, and they try to make sure that they it's just 100%. They're balls to the wall, and they're in it to win it. Right? That type of intensity is hard to keep up and hard to maintain. You know, it just is. Like I talk about this all the time. I don't work out the way I'm working out right now. I don't work out this way all year round. I don't think I could keep the intensity level up, and I am an intense person. Like what you see is not an act. This is who the fuck I am all the goddamn time. Sometimes, trust me, sometimes I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm so much for myself right now. I can't even fucking take it. I really don't know how Crystal does it. I don't, because sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so fucking much right now. But to keep up a level of intensity, like just crazy hard intensity, especially when this is supposed to be just about your lifestyle. Your lifestyle can't be super intense. Okay. Like lifestyle can't be this massively intense thing that requires you to like wake up every day and take pre-workout just to fucking live your life. You know, like I'm able to get up, do all this shit. I work in this chair probably 12, 14 hours a day, push-ups, a full workout, eat. The workout intensity is what really varies, but I do fitness for a living. And like the fucked up thing is I don't like it's just I want to be healthy, but most of the year it's yoga, some mobility work, some light dumbbells, and movement stuff. You know, like activity, walking around on my feet. You know that's just. I mean, it's just. But a lot of these people that set out to lose 150 pounds or lose X amount of weight or whatever, a lot of these folk set themselves up to April Lauren, the motherfucker, where I'm going to walk an hour a day and then I'm going to work out hard for an hour a day and then I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, as the one commenter stated, they did what April Lauren did for 3 weeks and they lost a ton of fucking weight. In reality, if they were showing everything, that is what would be considered an extreme amount of weight loss, you know? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against like losing a decent amount of weight, especially when you're 300 pounds. When you're 300 pounds, losing 2 to 4 pounds a week, it's fucking, that's what I would suggest, you know, as a goal to shoot for. Absolutely. As long as you can maintain satiation, satisfaction, you're not feeling like you're super deprived, because 300-pound person, obviously there's some binging going on. And it just, we're in society, we won't admit these things for some reason. Like, this woman has a very seriously poor relationship with food. I believe I don't know, but I would imagine she's accepted this, right? But I think that's why her taking the stance of, like, I'm going to set these, like, this is the reality of, like, actual shit. Like, she's trying to set attainable goals that she can put some W's in the column for and be realistic, right? Instead of, like, setting these huge lofty goals and producing small results. If there's going to be small results, at least make sure there's smaller goals, right?
And see that I was achieving. Really comes down to the psychology of it.
Right.
So that was the week of November 14th through the 20th. And I would say it was a pretty okay week, but then it did start to go a little south. I forget when exactly we had the time change, but man, it hit me really hard, like last year or two, and definitely this year.
I am super happy that they're not doing the time change anymore, because, to be honest, that was fucking up so many people on their routine. Like, to lose weight, mostly, it's about building up habits and routines and everything like that. It's about making sure you build a sustainable, habitual lifestyle that is healthier than the one you've had before. It's just about changing your lifestyles bit by bit. That's what we do in our coaching. Again, you can get our coaching at the links we got up there, and I'll post it again right here. But when all of a sudden, like, everything's shifted an hour, even that little bit fucks people up. It just fucks people up. And that's not fucking good. That's just not good at all. So I don't understand why we were doing that. I'm happy we're not doing it anymore.
Back, I think around like the 18th of November, I attempted to do some vlogging. I did have some good intentions, but this last month has been so incredibly busy at my work. Let me just share a little clip of what I started to do 3 weeks ago. I'm just gonna make some of this chickpea pasta. So that chickpea pasta, it is one of my favorite pastas. It was a delicious dinner, super basic, and I never actually got to the point of showing or taking a picture after making the pasta, so I don't have anything to show you there. But
hey, Alan, can Crystal advise with workouts and activities during pregnancy? To be exact, first and second trimester. She is yoga certified for prenatal, but I mean, the only thing I don't want to say yes, because oftentimes that takes, like, a visual observation too. So I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. So I'm sorry. I wish I could help you better with that, but I don't want to commit her to something that she might not be apt for us to do, because the safety of the client, of you and the baby is always the most important thing. Alan, from April today, I went from 272 to 242. Fucking April, motherfucker. Yeah, Steve Shore. Fucking get at it, motherfucker. That's a fucking hero right down there. Fucking hero. Great fucking job, dude. Great fucking job. You guys keep posting your wins in the fucking comments section.
I definitely recommend the pasta. It's very good. After making
when it comes to the protein pastas and stuff like that, I am not against those sorts of things either. I'm not saying I don't occasionally do a gluten-free pasta. Very rarely now. Like, I mean, the less I have that stuff, the less I even concern myself. I am very vegetables, meat, and beans, and the occasion, like, every other night or so, some protein powder mixed into a pudding. So, or, like, I'll use the protein powder and mix it into, like, with whipping cream, and then put it in the freezer, make it into an ice cream or something like that. Just something that is, even though it's a little processed, it's not an ultra processed carbohydrate. It has protein and fat in it that appeases me, So let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. I wanted to get to this because this is something they all do.
Just some ramblings from that. The goal is to do 10 minutes of elliptical every single day. So it should help me hitting some of my goals.
I love that. Just even if you have an elliptical in your house, just get 10 minutes here and there. Like set your watch to just do 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You know, uh, you don't necessarily need to fucking continuously do it all the time. That's the thing. Like people like think like here's my elliptical. I'm going to get an hour in today. I'm going to set up my TV in front of it and just get 10 minutes. 10 minutes is more than what you were doing. And then when 10 minutes becomes easy, you might even find yourself staying on it longer. You got to like it. Like people set themselves up to punish themselves. So far, I'm very much liking how she's setting this up to be something that she can fit into her schedule, that she can actually do, that's really an accommodating. So I wanted to go from here uh, to pretty much her latest one. This was 11 hours ago. Okay. So let's see where she's at. And by the way, do go. I mean, and just in case you find me agreeing or disagreeing with this woman or anybody who I'm going to start giving, I'm just going to start giving unsolicited advice to lose weight. It's going to be like a theme for the channel because I get accused of it all the time. So why the fuck not? Now, real quick, I want you guys all to go subscribe to her channel. I'm going to.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
I am going to grab some water real quick because I'm out of water. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. It looks like she's sleeping with the weights. Hilarious. She's not working out. Trust me. She's not working out. All right. So this is Weight Loss Journey weekly weigh-in Wednesday. The weigh-in Wednesday thing, kind of funny. I don't know if it's rhymes or if it was a riff on whatever, but I do not care. Let's see here. Pasta was a huge weakness of mine. Now it makes me so full, bloated. It's very rare for me now, especially on no morbidity. Like that's the biggest thing I found benefit of our supplement is my God, portion sizes are fucking. I have to totally readjust my portion sizes. Like I used to be able to sit down and eat a pound of meat, like fucking nothing. Yesterday I ate a pound of I had a pound of 85-15 meat, and I drained the fat off. And what else did I have yesterday? I had some egg drop broth. And I didn't have anything else. Jesus, I fucking forgot to eat a third time because I knew I needed to get a little bit extra protein, but I didn't have my protein snack later on. Jesus. So anyway, and I am just not hungry now either. Crazy. But the pound of beef just was fucking so much. I had to force myself to get it in because I knew I needed the protein and I needed the fats, right? So on no morbidity, especially when you do a high protein, healthy fat diet, and you stay away from processed carbohydrates on no morbidity, the portion sizes are just so fucking wonky. I don't know if any of I'm sure I've seen other people say the same thing. But damn. Raised my testosterone level by 200 points just by lifting heavier. Food and supplements stayed the same. I get blood work done every 6 months. Sherry, very good, very, very good. Thank you, everyone. I'm not a pasta person, but I do love sugar. My life struggle. Treat sugar like it's alcohol. I know everybody's heard me say this before. I have yet to find anybody that can come up with a compelling. I get people all the time. It is absolutely not an addictive substance. There is no proof of it. It is not recognized by this. It is not recognized by that. I'll tell you who it's recognized as an addictive substance by the people that I've seen go into DTs when they try to fucking cut it out of their life. It is absolutely fucking addictive. So, I've gotten into the habit of walking every evening, but still pretty sporadic with my morning workouts. Britt, just keep building on that. Just keep building on that. The habit is already there to just keep in the habit of doing the one. You can always expand that to a longer walk, or maybe you could have some hand weights, some 1 pound hand weights to start with as you walk too. So I used to eat canned raviolis and spaghetti out of a can. Gross. Anyway, I hear you though. All right, so here we go. This is Weight Loss Journey Weekly Weigh-In. This is from 11 hours ago from Life as Liz Reaches channel. And you know what? In case I haven't done it already, let me do this here. Let me do this here. Everybody, when you get a second, go subscribe to her channel. That's the link right there. So, whether I agree with her or not agree with her, I am using her content. I think you should go absorb it yourself. You should get a generalized idea of what she's about. And again, when I do these things, even when I do the shit on the liar, April Lauren, because she's a liar. Like, holy shit, a liar. I want people to go encourage her too. Like, don't go hate on her. Like, she obviously hates herself enough and hates her audience enough that she's willing to lie to them every single fucking week. In my opinion, of course. And again, Kenny, if you're thinking about calling lawyers, I would love to fucking present my case in court in front of cameras and have you guys defend the fact. Because that's what would happen. Like if you would say that you take me to court for saying that she's lying and I'm wrong, then you'd have to prove that I'm wrong, and you'd have to defend your, and you couldn't because she is lying. That's what you get. It's what you fucking get for deceiving a fucking audience of people, and with that fucking fake ass positivity bullshit. That's what you fucking get. Anyway, here we go.
It is Wednesday. I just had coffee on the couch with Orion, and we're going to
Orion's a cute puppy.
get some steps in before we get to all the things.
I'm going to speed you up, Jen. Make the you're already at 1.5 speed. Jeez.
I have 731 steps, which actually happens to also be my birthday, 731.
We're gonna go
Very cool birthday.
to the search. We're gonna put in steps. 90s pop.
90s pop it is. Okay, let's get some steps. Then we'll get to the things.
She looks like she's lost some weight in the last 6 months. Good for her. I'm looking forward to seeing what this weigh-in is. I will say this. She does seem to be setting herself up for very attainable goals. And if you're 300 pounds and you're doing it on your own, just realize that you're not going to just all of a sudden poof, make sure that it just falls off. It's just not realistic, Now, this is something I suggest to her and everybody that does weight loss as content. Don't show yourself working out. Like this is something that bothers me because this just leaves it open for people to for the negativity to fucking come in. I hate fucking showing myself working out. I can't stand it. I'm going to have to do some of it here soon for the fitness shit reasons. But, if it motivates you, great. But I just so suggest that you keep some shit to yourself. I so suggest it, Oh my goodness. Yes. April Lauren gives me Kathy Bates from Misery vibes. Jackie with the fucking comment of the day. That is that's fucking, yes, absolutely. Again, what's the music? I think she's just getting stock music there's a bunch of, when you make YouTube videos, they give you a choice of some stock music you can add to the background. And I think that it's free and royalty free. So therefore you don't have to worry about getting copyright strikes and stuff like that. That's probably what she used. And I also have her sped up to 1.5 speed.
over the last week, I give myself a C for nutrition, and I'm still struggling in this area. It has been the biggest struggle of really my whole entire life. And
And that is the struggle that most people have. So what do you got?
still working to balance it out. Over the last week, we went out to eat several times. I had pizza, wings, beer, Chinese food. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't every day because I also did eat eggs and vegetables, berries, salad. So I'm still trying to find that balance, but I am feeling better about making healthier choice. I know you can't out exercise a poor diet. This for me, it's just going to continue to be a work in progress and taking it.
Well, the one thing I can say is thank you for being honest. No shit. That's a fucking breath of fucking fresh air. It is amazing. You can still manage to have that in portion. How we coach is that like once a week or so you have that, and or if you want to do it twice a week, you do it within realm of reason. What I worry about is a lot of people tend to then over restrict the next day, and it causes like this seesaw. And I just think I think that might be the issue. But like it sounds to me like she is living her life and trying to lose weight at the same time, and that's good. Okay, I mean it may not be the fastest way, and I do think that depending on where she's at weight-wise right now, she might want to take it a little bit more seriously. But that is good. Pizza, beer, stuff like that. It sounds like these are outings, like with family and friends of summer stuff. It all depends on the generalized calories in it.
It, not even day by day, but meal by meal to make those better choices, not putting pressure on myself or getting upset with myself or being mean to myself if I do go out and enjoy wings and a beer with my husband or whatever.
Wings and a beer. If you get 6 wings and 1 beer, depending on what you ate the rest of the day, that's not terrible. The thing is, like, pick one, if you could pick one a week, like just especially because it's a date with your husband, I applaud you. That's what people tend not to do, and it fucks with their life. Like people tend to be like, no, we can't go out at all, and we can't live a life. I'm losing weight right now. Well, what the fuck you gonna do when the weight's gone? I mean, are you not going to still live a life? Because what you do now, how you do this now, is what's going to be how you live your life when the weight's gone too, to keep the weight off, right? So, after about the several weeks in our coaching, which by the way, I'm going to pin the coaching comment. Well, no, I'll just post it up again. We start having people go out, like once a week to try to make sure that they, live a life, because in reality, that's the important shit. Like you want to be able to enjoy yourself. Like again, Crystal and I are going on vacation here in about a week or so for our anniversary, and there's going to be food. And I'm still going to be in the best shape I've ever been in on my 51st birthday. Period. And I'll work all the food in. I'm going to get my workouts in. I'm taking my TRX with me. But the thing about it is I applaud her effort in that she's fitting life into this. I do say this, Kathy, not Kathy, but I do say this, Liz. I think you should stop and look at your food before you eat it. Like, think about it. Be mindful with your decisions. Okay, if you go out, even out to dinner, be mindful knowing this is just some wings and a beer. This is for enjoyment for my husband and I. Don't stress about it. I would have your next day's meal planned out, like to make sure that it's very satiating first thing in the morning. That way you can possibly avoid any cravings from the day before, because it seems like you do have a poor relationship with food. Anybody that has been 300 pounds does have a poor relationship with food. So just try to plan for the next day. Have the night out, but then plan for the next day to make sure that the next day is not necessarily super low. It should be on the low end of your calorie range, and you should give yourself a range of calories, not an absolute line. But it should be at the low end of your calorie range, but also it should be the most satiating food you normally eat. And you should already have those planned out, procured, know where you're going to get them. That way you avoid making the second day mistake of like, well, I feel like shit from yesterday and I already ate like shit, so I'll just eat like shit again today.
Like I know we have 4th of July holiday coming up. I'll be with my family. I know I'm going to eat probably not the best all weekend, but not going to be
4th of July weekend. It's normally a barbecue weekend. Eat all the barbecue. Eat all the proteins off the grill. Fill up on that shit first. Then go towards the veggie dishes. Then if you want to have a dessert for the 4th of July, have a dessert for the 4th of July. Fuck, we're lucky we have a 4th of July anymore.
harsh to myself because I'm going to enjoy the time with my family.
One portion of dessert, though. Just one portion.
I haven't really spent a whole lot of time with my family since Christmas. I know that my nutrition isn't going to be the best over 4th of July. I'm probably going to enjoy some
Water went down the wrong pipe. The last thing I need after recovering from the virus that shall not be named is water going down the wrong pipe and choking to death in front of a live audience. That would suck.
beer, some wine, and
People would applaud. There'd be people that would be happy about that. See, that's what he gets for not wearing a mask. He chokes on water.
and that's fine. So I do want to try to balance that, knowing that's coming up with healthy meals during this week.
Smart and thought out. I like it.
I also had said before that I wasn't going to pressure myself to log in MyFitnessPal because I know that I'm not very consistent with it. But
if you're not consistent with MyFitnessPal, don't do that, motherfucker. Okay? That becomes a crutch to people. Then it's a way to feel defeated every fucking day. All right. I do suggest, though, if you are using MyFitnessPal even right now, to try to guess the amount of calories and protein and stuff like that before you put it into the tracker, and then put it into the tracker and then see how close you are. Because if you're decently close, that's all you need to get. You already know the information and you can just keep mental track. That's way more important than it is the actual tracking. That is just a tool to use to educate yourself, to make sure that you know the information. Once you know the information, it becomes frivolous. Like that's an exercise we do for our clients also. We have people keep guessing at the amount that they put into MyFitnessPal until they realize that they don't even need MyFitnessPal.
I think I need to make some kind of effort to do some kind of logging, just to try to help myself stay on track a little bit better. If I
take pictures and send them to your husband, take pictures and send them to yourself, take pictures and send them to somebody else. We have our clients all send us pictures of everything they eat, especially when they first start out, because then they're stopping and thinking about the food and they're taking a picture of it. It's immortalized. So now they send it to the chat that we have with just them, myself, Crystal, and just the client. And then that way we get to see portion size. We get to see the quality of the food. We get to see those sorts of things. So the idea is that you are stopping and thinking about this beforehand, and people know what they're like. If it's like 3 pieces of cake and you're taking a picture of it,
for instance, like we went out for wings and I had wings and beer, but then I just remembered I also had onion rings. So even if I'm not weighing and measuring everything and driving myself insane that way, noting what I'm eating, so I'm not forgetting, I also had onion rings. So like my next meal should be balanced out with more veggies. I think in order to reach my goals, I definitely need to put effort into logging.
I agree.
Okay, I'll pop up my steps from the last week and a half or so, and you'll see that I have not met my step goal of 8,000 steps in a day. I have been getting out for walks, and it's really surprising to me that I did not hit my goal. I came close on like one day, and as you can see, my steps did increase from previous weeks, and even during the week it increased. I need to be more mindful and more intentional about getting those steps in, even on days when I'm going for those walks. Especially now in the summertime, it's really easy for me to sit at my computer and dive deep into my side hustles, and before I know it, hours have gone by and I was sitting at my desk the whole time. So
Speaking my language, sister. Jesus, I know that feeling very, very, very much. A lot of people, and I talk about this all the time, but a lot of people think that I'm just working out all the fucking day long. I had something like the TikTok people are fucking weird. I had somebody send me a message. It's easy for you. All you got to do is work out all day long. Motherfuckers. When I work out very, very intensely. Most dudes, period, yet alone most dudes my age are just not going to fucking hang. It's just not there, and that's not me bragging. That's just reality, right? But for the rest of the day, I am reading and fucking talking to clients. I'm in this goddamn chair, like it's just what it is. I'm talking to you guys doing this, when you run multiple, and it sounds like she's got a bunch of side hustles going on to try to reduce debt, and I applaud her. Okay. But reality is like, you only have so much time, and you can only work out so much, so the thing is for her, like, I hear what she's saying. I'm just saying that you may need to prioritize a block of time, no matter what, that you actually get your activity in, because the steps in a day is okay. But I did like the idea of you being on the elliptical, just not necessarily like fucking, showing the elliptical. Anyway.
Need to, I don't know, maybe set a timer on my phone so I get up and move, set my Fitbit to buzz to
set a timer on your phone. Set a timer up on your phone. Absolutely. We have a lot of clients that, especially clients that start from very, very, very heavy weights. They can't even really go for walks. We have some clients, we work with people that run marathons almost on a weekly basis. They just got a really shitty relationship with food, which a lot of runners have a very shitty relationship with food because they're carb addicts from those fucking gel packs. Like the runners gel packs, it's all sugar. So they take them all the time, and it gives them a spike of insulin, and it fucks up their system, because they get insulin resistant because they fucking do that so much. But we work with people that run marathons almost on a weekly basis, and we work with people that are so big that we literally have them set their alarm to stand up for 5 minutes an hour, and that's their activity. So, but I do like the idea of making sure you get up more often. This woman, Liz, you obviously lead an extremely sedentary life. I'm going to argue that the reason that food is such a, like the food choices are so much more amplified when they're poor for you is because of how sedentary you are. So I do suggest, no matter what, and while you cannot outwork a bad diet, I do suggest you set in at least 30 minutes a day dedicated. Like, consider that a side hustle. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds to me like you allot a lot of time for your side hustles. You need to consider this a side hustle. And it sounds to me like you're very monetary driven. And here's what I want people to understand. The less you weigh, the less food you need to sustain yourself. That saves you money to begin with. We were talking a little earlier with people in this chat about how no morbidity, having a lower appetite, is saving them so much money on food. No morbidity pays itself off many times over with the money you save on food. I mean, many times over with the money you save on food. But also consider it a side hustle, because it's also how much money you're going to save on future healthcare bills and stuff like that. And that's just a reality, and future pain and everything like that. So consider it that way too. So that way, if you consider your actual activity a side hustle to save you money in the long run, like a money saving side hustle, for somebody like you, that might work out well. And a part of this is trying to find what works for every individual client and every individual person. And while you're not my client, I'm using your video and you're being very open and honest about what you do, which you should be very proud of yourself. I'm using your video as a way to kind of apply our coaching methodology to it. So I would, have you, try to approach the mindset of, you make time for these side hustles, a certain amount of time for your activity as a side hustle.
Reminds me to move. Maybe when I do sit down to watch TV, I'm not sitting, I'm going to stand and do some walking in place to get some steps in. I really don't know what solution is going to work best for me. I'm going to try a few things out, and I will have a better update for you next week. And I will definitely be hitting that goal every day over the next week. Okay, so here are my active minutes for the last week and a half or so. I did in the last week and a half meet my activity goal 4 days. And then there were a couple of days where I did not get any steps in. I know 2 of those days I charge my Fitbit and I just forget to put it back on. I get involved in other things, or we leave the house and I'm already gone and realize I don't have it. The other day, I know I really dove into like my side hustle. What's happening is when I take Orion out, she stops like every 10 feet. We got to sniff everything and see everything and say hello to everybody and stop to pee on everything. And so I need 5 seconds. Now, that was about 13 years ago. The last time that I did a mile for time was about 8 months ago, and my time was just over 20 minutes. And that was without my dog. So I can't even blame her. My fitness had just changed so drastically in the last decade. So I'm challenging myself to get back.
When you don't use it, you absolutely lose it. And cardiovascular health is very, very, very important. Like very important.
Back to that fitness level and beat it by 1 second. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I want to get back to where my mile is 13 minutes and 44 seconds. Haven't done a mile for time, so maybe that's something you'll see coming out in the next couple weeks. So I feel like I've already talked about a lot of non-scale victories, getting out and back into things. I'm feeling so much better. I feel like I'm in a better mental headspace to be able to tackle these goals. I shared my goals coming up. I want to get back to a better fitness level. I want to get my steps in, my active minutes in, and still get my dog out and have her be happy, making healthier food choices. So let's talk about weight. I don't know if I actually shared my weight in the June 22nd weigh-in video, but my weigh-in on June 22nd was this, 295.5 pounds. And today on June 29th, I'm this, 296. I went up a half a pound. No doubt that's what happens when you're eating pizza, wings, onion rings, beer. And so no doubt that was poor choice of eating. And then just to show you over the last week, this is my weight. So it was up to 298.4 and then it's come back down. It creeped up a little bit. So
okay, so here's one issue I have with weekly weigh-in shit. Okay, especially for women, weekly weigh-ins are not suggested for women because you have different hormonal responses throughout the course of the month. You have ovulation, menstruation. I don't know if this woman still has it or not, or whatever. But I can say that for 6 months now, you've been about 295. That is not from occasional beer drinking and occasional stuff like that. That is systemically eating about 27 to 3,500 calories a day, probably 3,000 to 3,800 calories a day, every day. Okay. At some point in time, like in order to lose 150 pounds, you're going to need to increase the activity up a little bit more, Liz, and you are going to need to lower your caloric intake by about 2/3, or about 1/3. Excuse me, 1/3. Two thirds by 1/3. If you can become much more active and eat about anywhere between 1,600 to 2,000 calories on any given day, and be a little bit more active, you'll get to your weight. And I think that should be the thing. I do think that she has spent some time in the last 6 months, we would go through her content just by the verbiage she's using, of trying to get a hold of her eating behaviors. She obviously has some very serious issues when it comes to indulgences and stuff like that. I get that, but right now, this isn't really a weight loss journey. And this is not, again, everybody should go encourage her. Everybody should try to do their very best to make sure she feels encouraged. That's what I want. She is being honest. That should be rewarded in these channels, these weight loss channels. That should be rewarded, very much so. But in that honesty, the honesty does require change then too. And I appreciate, like, that's what happens when you drink beer and eat wings. Not all the time. It depends on what you do in between those times too. So basically, to maintain your weight, even you're eating 20, like I said, 2,600 to fucking 3,600 calories probably, and you need to reduce that down to 1,600 to 2,000 calories consistently, as an average. Like if you go out for wings and beer, that needs to be the 2,000 calorie day of the week. and then the rest of the week floats around like the 1,700 calorie range with the minimal day of 1,600 calories as the basement. You want to set a basement because you don't want to over restrict to make up for the 2,000 calorie day. Like oftentimes people are like, well, I'll just eat 700 calories the next day, and then they get themselves super hungry and then they binge the next day because she obviously has issues with food. So I really think that the outlook needs to take a little step, forward. Whereas the adjustment, maybe you make, like make an adjustment now of, a 500 calorie slide right now. Like shoot for, if you can adjust down from the obvious 2,600 to 3,600 calories that you're taking in now, if you can make it so you're taking in 2,000 calories to 2,600 calories, that right there will, plus some activity level, that right there will have you lose some weight. And then you make another adjustment when you get to portion sizes, everything like that. I do think that this woman would benefit greatly from no morbidity, because it sounds to me like hunger is the issue. It's like she just consistently keeps eating food at a higher rate than even what she thinks, I think. So we're gonna call it a day here. I let her finish talking here.
Definitely making sure I'm getting the steps, active minutes in, drinking my water so that I can flush all the extras out of my system. That's my weight. I'm not really hung up on it so much that it's fluctuated. It hasn't really gone down, but we'll work towards that. And
that's a good attitude to have. It really is. But I do think that since you've been stuck for about 6 months, you do need to make some sort of systemic change. And systemic change comes from, let's take a 500 calorie block shift. That 500 calories will have you lose over the course of a year 50 pounds. If not, you'll get you at least started in the right direction. And then you can add activity onto it too, because your activity level is very, very low. Again, one more time, I do, Liz, suggest to you that you view, since you are heavily looking at these side hustles, you view weight loss as the monetary reward that it actually is. You save on future healthcare costs. You save on future healthcare pain, missed time of work from being sick because you are healthier. You save on the food. Again, like a good investment is no morbidity. We'll be back in stock soon. But I'm going to do a few things of Q&A, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. It took a decade to realize health scare. I'm happy you realized it. So thought she was April Lauren. She's using a lot of her lingo. She is using a lot of April's lingo, but she's being honest at least. What's the math on how long it will take to reverse a decade of ill health? I don't know the math of a decade of ill health. Like, there's so many variables. Like, I know I Rain Man some shit, but that's not fucking like. I could come up with 1,000 variables, like how much ill health, how much did you weigh, how long did you weigh that for, what did you weigh for earlier in your life, how many consistent calories have you had, what's your water intake, what's your sleep like. What supplements do you take? What is your food basis? What food quality? What type of activities do you do? How consistent are you on the activities? What's your what's your cortisol levels like? Do you have any underlying conditions? What do you mean reverse? And what ill health are you talking about? Like, there's a bajillion things. That is something that I would suggest you would get a consultation about, just to be real. I can help you out maybe a little bit better with there, but I'm still not guaranteeing that I can answer all the questions. Just because that's a very, very, very vague question, Which, for those of you that are wondering, here's how you can get the book, Fuck Being Fat, in a month of the app, the consultation, and or the coaching. Quicker than you think if you fix the bad habits. Absolutely. I completely agree. Finding the balance and knowing my triggers or how I avoid them has been the hardest part I've had to do since I figured it out. I'm down about 50 pounds with about 25 to 30 more to go. Great job, Mandy. Amanda Ashley, great job. I want to know everybody else know hunger is a real issue for me, but I've noticed that the cleaner the food, the hunger isn't bad. The more you stick to a protein, healthy fat diet, and with staying away from processed carbohydrates, you'll notice this also. Thank you very much. Hey, Alan, do you have any berberine supplements recommendation? I do Nutrient Driver, but Mark, my wife, myself, and the Ambrosia Collective, we're working on our next product in the No Morbidity line. under ambrosia, and it's going to address blood sugar regulation. It's going to have berberine in it, but it's going to have many other things. We're hoping to set it up as a very serious help for women with PCOS, people that are pre-diabetic, people that have massive sugar cravings, sugar addiction, those sorts of things. We're looking to help out those things. We're dedicated to helping people try to actually lead healthier lives without serious, harsh pharmaceuticals. Hey, Alan, do you know anything about brachycardia? I'm at 54 BMR right now currently. I don't know enough about it to actually speak on it, because that's more of a medical professional thing, and especially over the internet, twisted yoga. I would love to talk about it, but I would be worried that I could get myself in legal trouble about it, just to be honest. I actually eat around 3,000 calories as a woman, but I lift every day and walk everywhere. So it's a completely different world then. Completely different world. The vitamin packs you use, do they work for most people? Absolutely they do. Immortal Vitamin Pack is amazing, and it's awesome for anybody. My wife uses them. I use them. Fucking absolutely. I have enjoyed the ebook, Fuck Being Fat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. For most women, it's true. And then I will always be No Morbidity's biggest cheerleader. Michelle, thank you very much. Make sure, and for those of you out there, make sure you leave your experiences on the Ambrosia. You should have gotten a notification to leave a review on the Ambrosia website. Please do so. But please also reach out to me, especially if you're on the app. Especially if you're already, because a lot of people that have had it are already on our app. Please do reach out to me on the app. Let me know what your thoughts are on No Morbidity. We're getting ready to restock, and I'm getting ready to do kind of the promotional stuff for it. We don't need to use your name, but I would love to have some people, I don't use client information ever unless they tell me. I'm using a few of the weight loss charts, but I would love to hear the stories about No Morbidity and see how well it's worked for people. We're extremely proud and excited for it. I'm very happy it's helping a lot of people. I mean, I know it helps me so much with my binge eating. I'm going to be in phenomenal shape without dealing with hunger. If anything, I'm having to remind myself to eat more often. But I really thank you very much, Michelle. I appreciate it greatly. And I'll let Mark and the rest of the people know we appreciate you greatly. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. I might pop in live unannounced. So make sure you've clicked the subscribe button or whatever, wherever you're watching this on, and we'll talk soon. God damn.